Yeah, I started hairdressing at 15, straight from school. I can't say I really had a huge desire to want to be a hairdresser, but I wasn't really academic. I didn't really enjoy school, you know. And I was really focused. I mean, back in the mid-80s when I started hairdressing, I mean, it was cool. It was a cool job, you know. Everybody was cool in hairdressing, you know. It was the first age of hair bands, and you know. And we kind of didn't have the internet. We didn't get exposed to sort of fashion and you know, high-end sort of styling. So yeah, it kind of led me into it. I managed to qualify. Went through an apprenticeship system, the old apprenticeship system. Got through that pretty quickly within sort of a three-year period, and was qualified at the age of sort of 19, 18, 19, which is pretty young to be kind of a trade person, a qualified trade person. Did my apprenticeship in a little shampoo and set sort of salon, very cool sort of suburban salon, you know, doing little old ladies' hair, you know. Knew that wasn't what I wanted to be doing. Wanted to be doing something cooler, you know, and pushing myself creatively. And back then, you know, there were a handful of salons in Auckland that offered really good training. So the focus for a young person in hairdressing then was to get into a top salon so you could keep pushing your training. It was the age of apprenticeships. There were no real private academies, you know, accessing interest-free student loans where you can just kind of get a loan, do a course, get another loan, do another diploma. So you had to be focused, you had to be driven to get into those places, and they, you know, like they put an advert in the paper looking for an apprentice. I'd get 100 applicants, you know, 200 applicants, and they could handpick who they wanted. So you had to fight for it, you know, and you had to sort of really want to do it. So I managed to get into a salon that I had targeted, and that became sort of a really creative, challenging, productive environment for me to be in. I was in there for 5 years, and creatively it was sort of everything I wanted to be, you know, at that point in time. But I was interested in the business side of it, you know, with a sort of desire to open my own business with my wife, my partner, Lisa. So went to try and get experience in a managerial sort of position, a business model. So I moved to another salon, which was a chain salon, you know, that ran a really amazing business, you know. Creatively, it wasn't necessarily what I wanted, but you know, it was another step along the way. So we were there a few years, and we opened our place. You know, we've been here 20 years now, and yeah, we've kind of progressed. You know, it's always an interesting progression. I mean, if you look back on things, you know, what you started out with the intent. Things don't always necessarily go the way you want them to go, and you know, people you bring in come and go, and it's always a challenge to sort of keep finding that energy to keep pushing forward. But yeah, here we are 20 years later. So if you said to me 20 years ago you'd be celebrating 20 years in your salon in Remuera, I would have gone, okay, I would have maybe been successful. I would be thinking, you know, like that's a good thing. You know, a lot of businesses fall over, and a lot of hairdressers fall over pretty quickly. So 20 years, that's an achievement on some level. Yeah, but it's not necessarily, you know, I think the one thing I've learned is you've got to keep pushing, you've got to keep changing your focus, you know. If you focus 20 years ago where you wanted to be today, you know, you'd still be where you were 20 years ago. It's constantly moving, you know, the environment's moving. I think the challenges in our industry, particularly because we appeal to a lot of young people, that's a big challenge for us, you know, adapting the way we think for a younger and younger generation.